Start. Sir, I am grateful to the honorable members who have participated in this discussion. This discussion is taking for the first time in Rajya Sabha, and in all humility I would like to say that the discussion has been extremely useful. The honorable members who have participated in this discussion have, while giving general support, also highlighted several important aspects. I thank them for this general understanding and appreciation that is to be found amongst the honorable members belonging to different political parties. One honorable member said that we should regard defense as a matter which should not be viewed from any political angle, and that we should regard it as a matter of national importance. I fully agree with that approach, and it has been our endeavor to bring the various viewpoints and various suggestions that might be put forward from any quarter and utilize them for meeting our defense capacity and our defense effort. I would like to assure this honorable House that in a vital matter like the defense of the country, we depend upon the support of the entire country and the chosen representatives of the people. If they broadly give the support, that creates a new enthusiasm and a new confidence in the country, and it is in that spirit that I have been listening very carefully to the observations made by the honorable members. I would like to remind this honorable House that we are discussing the report of the Ministry of Defence Para. Sir, I would like to say that it has been my endeavour to disclose as much of information as possible, and if I have not been able to give more information, I would like to give this honorable House that it is not with a view to hiding it from the country or from this august House, but it is because it is my painful duty on occasions not to give it, even though I would like those things to be known. I cannot make a present of ready-made authentic information to those who are very anxious to get that information. That is the only limitation to my giving more information. Otherwise, I would like certainly to give more information. In this connection, I would like to say that on the whole, my temptation to give information is somewhat more as compared to the earlier years, because I feel and I say that with knowledge and with experience that our total defense apparatus today, in the matter of organization, in the matter of training, in the matter of equipment, in respect of our production, is definitely much better as compared to the earlier years' stock. Therefore, even those who are supposed to us should know about our capacity, though not the exact details, if I may say so, that may ultimately prove to be a good deterrent. If those who are prone to embark upon an adventurous course of action know as to what they are in for. Para. Sir, I would like to say a few words about ex-soldiers about whom so much has been said. I think we ought to do a little more than what we have been doing for our ex-soldiers, particularly because they are retired at a very early age. They can still do very useful service to the country. We have many forces like the Border Security Force. Many states have their armed constabulary. We have the Railway Protection Force, and then we have the new Industrial Security Force. I think instead of retiring our Jawans and other officers, we could straight away absorb them into these services, because in such a case he is a trained man and he can be made use of immediately, and he can be paid whatever he was being paid there, and he can serve till the time he can give useful service. I think we could do that instead of just throwing them on the street without making any provision. Of course, it is necessary that he should be retired from the armed forces, because in the armed forces they have a way of working. They want to maintain a particular age group, and they want to maintain a particular level of readiness. They cannot keep men after they have passed beyond a limit of physical efficiency and other efficiency that I can understand. We do not want that the armed forces should be saddled with people whom they do not want, but after they are retired, these people could be useful in the various services that I have mentioned, like the police and other forces. Probably they are much better stuff than what we are getting at present. There should be some such system by which at least the bulk of them after retirement from the armed forces could be absorbed right away in these services, and they can be allowed to work till they reach their age of retirement in the normal course. In this way, we would have done something to them for the great sacrifices they have made for the country. In the end, I would take this opportunity of paying a tribute to our Jawans, who are the basic sheet anchor of our national security. They are making tremendous sacrifices, and they are serving us in very difficult positions where we would not even like to do. They are doing a tremendous service to the country, and whatever emoluments we might give them would not be enough to match their sacrifices. So we must pay due respect to them, and we must have their welfare in our mind all the time, and whenever occasion arises, we must try to do something for them. Whatever little we might be giving them, they are there for army traditions, because they are prepared to work and even sacrifice their lives for the country. They are our greatest assets. They are a trained force